The night air in the serpentine bushland always carried a scent of dry eucalyptus and damp earth. But tonight, the air felt metallic, like a charge before a thunderstorm. Elias, a seasoned local who knew every track between the hills and the coast, was driving his Mazda back home late. He'd spent the day scouting potential camping spots near Lane Pool, but the feeling of being watched had driven him back to the car 3 hours earlier than planned. As he rounded a bend on a narrow, unlit stretch of road, his headlights caught something standing on the verge. It looked like a man tall, wearing a heavy, weathered jacket that looked far too thick for the season. But as Elias slowed the car, the figure didn't step back. It didn't even move. It just stood there, facing the dense trees, its shoulders hunched in an unnatural, disjointed way. Elias decided to be cautious. He crept the car forward, intending to offer help if the person was stranded. But as he rolled alongside, the man didn't turn its head. Instead, its torso began to twist not at the waist, but the entire upper body rotated like a turret, the spine making a sickening, dry-wood crack sound that echoed inside Elias's cabin. The face that greeted him wasn't human. It was a pale, stretched mimicry, as if someone had pulled a mask of wet leather over a skull that didn't fit. The eyes were wide, glassy, and fixed on Elias with an intensity that felt like a physical weight. Elias slammed the accelerator, his heart thundering in his ears as the Mazda lurched forward. He glanced in his rearview mirror, expecting to see the figure standing still. Instead, he saw it running. It wasn't running like a person. It was moving on all fours, its limbs splayed out at erratic angles. Covering the ground with terrifying speed, its movements jerky and strobe-like. It was keeping pace with the car, effortlessly, its head locked perfectly toward the driver's side window. Then, the creature opened its mouth a slit that widened far past the jawline, and out came a sound that froze Elias's blood. It was the sound of his own voice, recorded from earlier that day, laughing with a mate at a service station. Perfectly mimicked, but pitched down into a low, guttural growl. "Hey, Elias, where's the party?" The car hit a patch of gravel, skidding toward the embankment. As Elias wrestled with the wheel, the creature lunged, its hand too long, with too many knuckles slapping against the back window. The glass didn't shatter. It just bowed inward, groaning under the pressure. Elias floored it, the engine screaming as he put distance between himself and the road behind. He didn't stop until he reached his driveway at Drover CT, his hands shaking so violently he could barely turn the ignition off. He sat in the dark, silent car for a long time, watching the rearview mirror. The road behind him was empty. But then he heard the distinct, heavy thud of something heavy landing on his roof, followed by the slow,